Just waiting to see if it pops up on YouTube itself. Um, okay, so as the video says, pardon me, this is kind of like an update discussion video, I guess you could call it. A lot of it's 4 channel updates, primarily. Um, so not gonna do gameplay tonight. At least I don't believe so. If I do, I'm gonna like shut this stream off, make it a video, and then boot up another stream. Anyway, this update video is for everybody who is subscribed to the channel and understands content. I was waiting a little bit to kind of talk and make this announcement and everything. So, and a lot of it had to deal with personal things not directly related to me, and that's weird to say for the channel. But basically, my game store got robbed, got hit. Okay, we think it was an inside job. Just for the long story short, and it's mostly a magic shop. So what that means is that Monday Night Magic is it's not going to be discontinued completely, but the reason there's been like no content for it and less is, first off, we had not a stale meta, but it kind of was. But I wanted to mention that our game store is no more, at least until summer, and then he's got to make some decisions if he continues it. So it's mostly a magic shop and everything else. For other card games, we travel. We travel at least an hour, roughly, to play Vanguard. If we start Pokemon, that'll be like 40-50 minutes to play. So in terms of Magic content on the channel, unfortunately, it for the time will be discontinued, which kind of sucks. But we don't really have a choice in the matter. The guy broke in, smashed the case open, took a lot of cards, and then a lot, like 98% of the cards were returned because my guess is somehow whenever we got our group talking and everything, either they were in it and they heard of it, or like they had somebody associated with it that knew what was going on, and we contacted all the stores around and they got hit. So that's going to pull a lot of the TCG content away from the channel, like anything Magic related, any of the... I had, for Monday Magic, if I could have managed it, I had potential guest appearances ready to go and maybe get some games in, some matches for everybody up. And that's going to be a lot more difficult to do without a local shop supporting the game. And that's going to like take down any Magic discussion and standard stuff. Not that it was a huge part of the channel before, because I like action-based card games, and Magic can be very grindy and very lengthy sometimes. But I know there are those of you out there that really enjoyed the Magic content. That doesn't mean it's going to cease, but it's increasingly difficult to get actual games up on the channel. That's the other thing I was going to mention is, like, I love Vanguard. I'm never going to like actually quit playing, but I haven't invested in product for probably like the past 2 or 3 sets. Just so everybody knows, that's why there hasn't been any like true new content on the channel, and it's mostly because whenever I played, we were in like this great budget format. Cough drop in case anyone's wondering. I'm a little stuffy and a little scratchy. So we were able to build decks like Aquaforce for $100 trade or less. We were able to build decks like Tachikaze for like $40. You know, Nuba, or not Nubatama, Murakumo for like $70. You know, and this is like trade mostly, in case anybody's wondering. I just don't have dollar bills that I'm throwing everywhere. Is because like I'd buy boxes at a discount and then I'd have content to trade to others and then get cards. And also, that said, I've really been trying to focus on Pokemon as of late. The reason for that too is Pokemon has prize payouts that are good. Okay, I understand the thought process of it's a hobby and you should enjoy it. Okay, and for the most part, that's where Vanguard is. And a lot of people go, "Well, you're just playing for prizes." Well, okay, I'm going to be 31 years old. All right, if I don't have some kind of kickback in the sorry, I left my door open and people are outside. So if you hear anything in the background, I apologize. Anyway, I want some kind of kickback, be it store credit, be it more products, be it something that I can turn into tangible aid or help. Like if I get a pack and I pull a mythic rare, and I can take that mythic rare and sell it for $10 if I don't need it. Hi there, game user browser, gamer user browser. I'm going to do it. You know, I'm going to say, hey, here's this mythic rare we don't need. I'd like to get $10 back. You know, at least on entry or whatever. Or if you can play for store credit, play for store credit. That kind of thing. Uh, so a product on my channel is always going to be focused on those sorts of things. Any openings, any games. With our game shop being hit, it's much more difficult to generate revenue like that. Because there were times whenever I would just go to my local game shop and like dump cards off that we weren't using or playing or anything that we even bought from a box. Sometimes I would translate to another box, and we could get the extras and use that card game money from it transferring from one thing to another to get more product. Whatever I wanted, or some financial stability. Um, and I used my hobby as a source of minor revenue that kept it into itself. So it would go from one card game to another, or it'd stay in a card game. Let's say I opened a box, bought it for $90 or 95 or whatever, and I pulled enough to what cards that we needed and enough to go toward another box or a lot of the cards we needed. And then later down the road, oh, okay, well, we don't really need those cards. They were hot. We got some good trades in. Let's sell them off. Let's get rid of them, get more money, and then that translated to more product. And it was just kind of this continued snowballing thing that is going to be much more difficult to maintain since my local game shop was robbed. And it might not be till summer that the channel's at a height because that's the earliest our local game shop tournament organizer is looking to potentially start. Um, there's also another thing where he wants help. I might try and help out. I want to, but it's hard with the tyke and everything. Uh, so a lot of my like personal product buys and everything like that, and just like it snowballing into itself, is going to be more difficult to maintain. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because like my local game store being effectively shut down, it is so difficult to keep that snowball effect going. Because all the other game shops are at least a half hour away. Maybe much more. The ones in a poor area, I don't know if I'm going to go to it. There's like shootings in the area. Yeah, thank you, gamer user browser. Anyway, so the reason that's an announcement and everything is so that everybody understands that there might be a pullback on product and everything and games and such on the channel. It was getting more and more slim before with like the Vanguard purchases and everything else with the network I was part of dying. So I'm just letting it's just, yeah. Thank you, Zanya. I appreciate it. Um, if anybody's watching this video later and wonders who I'm talking to, I have the chat up because I'm recording this as a live stream. But I plan on still doing like heavy Pokemon TCG content. Vanguard is still in a weird spot because it's become like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't mean like power creep or anything. I mean, Vanguard's always been a power creep game and I love it. I love the game. I traded my Amnesty Messiah deck for $400. And I built it, and the only thing I really invested in at the time was like 2 Amnesties, and then I traded in a bunch of old Vanguard stuff I had because ARG was there, and I picked up the 2 Amnesties. And they were like 40 or 50 at the time, so I had enough trading to grab both of them. And the fact that I could just take the whole deck that was cheaper before and just off it for $400 and some is crazy to me. And it's not even like Gears, where Gears is like up here compared to everything else. Amnesty's like here. Like it's around where Kagero is. For the strength. I mean, next stage is like a $30 rare. The last I checked. $30 rare. I don't know if it's because it's not pulled or anything. So, it's becoming ridiculous, the pricing of Vanguard. That's one of the main reasons why you guys haven't seen a lot of content, is because it is just simply getting... It before was a nice budget game. Like I said, I could build decks for anywhere between $40 and $150. And I loved that. Like, top tier decks, super powerful decks, as soon as you got your staples, everything filled itself out. The only other time it was a money format is whenever Draconic Overlord the End was in Standard and Black, and MLB were in the 2 top decks. Because, like, Dote was like $30, I think, 30, 40, and MLB was like 25, 22, 25 range. So, like, but I understood that, and then Tsukuyomi was expensive too, and I understood that, but that's why we purchased the boxes and did some trades and managed to get those decks together. That's also why I never built the original Draconic Overlord, the End deck. That's why it's never been on the channel. Because it was too expensive, and I'm like, I can play other stuff and still get there. And then people were after Overlord the Ends like crazy. And we were in a format where we had, like, Ezreal Paladins and Vermilion. Because of the way the United States got all their cards. So, but now you take, like, that idea, and it's just the staple for every single deck. It's just a staple of every single meta deck that's going to win. I mean, let me put it to you this way. I love Kagero. For those who play Vanguard and are watching this. And I don't even have Titans. Titan's an essential part of that deck. I don't even have Denialgriffs. I have one Defeat Flare, I think that's what it is, that hits the all grade 1s or something, or back row or whatever. And I ran with that. I mean, I did well at my locals, you know, the times I went. I split for first. I mean, I won 2 games and then said, hey, you want to split for first to the tournament organizer, who also plays and is very good. You know, I mean, it's just difficult for me to keep up with Vanguard without a legitimate prize payout outside a local scene and getting store credit. For that, it works. But, like, example today was Vanguard. Okay, and I didn't go because it's an hour and some minutes away, and Kimmits and I had to do a bunch of different things, including helping a little bit with our local game shop. He was cleaning some of the stuff out. He had this huge basement room. He'd use, is what he had. It was cheap. He kept it clean, and so it had, like, I don't know, like 20-foot ceilings or whatever. It was a big area. That's how somebody broke into everything because I hid in the back somewhere, or must have, and then like broke and smashed the case and looked through everything, and then left after everybody locked up or whatever. So that's so we just had things to do. I had to help out with, or well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to help out with the local shop and everything. And he was giving some stuff away. Like if you hadn't noticed, I'm setting up taller. It's because I got a chair from him from there because mine had the screws that kept coming out of the bottom, despite how many times I put them in. And then like we got a nice cabinet thing. I got the Ascension game for free and an expansion for it because he's giving away some of the games that no one played. And then I got like cardboard boxes and a really cool Jade Dragon thing. It's like a wall hanger. It's pretty cool. I might actually put it up above the crib here beside my daughter's name thing, if there's a stud in the wall there. So that's kind of the reason the channel might see, in part, not suffering, but it may not be nearly as consistent as it was, especially with Cardfight Vanguard, because like I said, oftentimes I'd make like an extra magic deck and then not play it, sell the pieces, and then say, hey, you know, I'm going to use this money to buy Vanguard boxes and stuff like that. That's just gone now. It's not even an option. If I would be interested in doing it anymore, I can't. A lot of it's going to be personal cost anymore and what have you. I mean, like just winning packs and going, oh, okay, this card's good. That's just not there. Throwing $5 into win packs and maybe pull something good just doesn't happen anymore. Because at a personal cost, it was one deck transferred and spilled into another. Have an initial thing where we spend some money to get our decks together and get some boxes, what have you, and then play and win or place, and then get packs, maybe open like a mythic rare or two or whatever, and then get value off of that mythic rare. That's just gone. And like I said, it cost me $5. That's $20 a month to invest into it, and then maybe get some kind of payout. And I was doing very well in this meta too. Not that I'm bragging, but like my worst FNMs were 1 and 3 and 2 and 2, and every other Friday Night Magic I went to for this meta, I was like X and 1 or XO and 1. So I mean, I did really well. We had 4 and 5 rounds. So I was actually doing really well in terms of the profit. And a lot of that was going to translate into more content. That's why I was able to get more Pokemon stuff at more frequencies. I still have a few things to do. I still have more Pokemon content coming. But this is like a video that kind of hinders part of the financial gains I had that will affect the channel content. So I just wanted to mention all of that as this announcement video. It's going on 20 minutes, so I want everybody to understand where the channel's at and everything. I'm still going to do live streams. They're mostly going to be Pokemon. Sorry, it's the only game that I've really been able to afford consistently, because you get codes in your booster packs that translate to online currency. So buying a booster pack in real life and promoting real life content gets you packs online. So you can buy cards online, which leads to live stream. So that's going to be the easiest thing for me to do for videos. If Cardfight Vanguard Online ever gets up and running, if it ever exists, because I'm losing hope. I mean, honestly, I loved that client. I loved it. It was done magnificently outside of the glitches. Where is it? If it ever gets off the table, I will, or whatever terminology you want to use, I will be playing that. I will not be playing Magic Online. First off, I tried that. It was really shaky and really bad for streaming. Second off, it was difficult to get into in terms of finances, because there is no translation of real life to game like there is in Pokemon, and there isn't a way to earn like in-game currency. They very much made it completely an online client that you have to spend real life dollars to play, and I don't like that at all. If I want to spend real life dollars, either give me the digital with the real life, and Magic could do this. They could let you type in codes just like on Pokemon if you bought booster packs and get packs online. Be really easy. And yeah, Zanya, I was a beta. I loved it. It was really fun. I haven't recorded somewhere. There's one where I'm playing for like 6 hours. I think if you want to, if anybody can actually actively sit through that. So yeah, I definitely played it. But that's why Vanguard's been a bit of a hiatus, is because of the expense factor now. And Pokemon at least has, like I said, an ability to where if I go and I buy a product and I do an opening of that product, it now doubles up as code cards that I can use and build decks online. Like I built another deck, maybe two, I think one. I'm working on one. I have another one coming up. So I think I will live stream at some point tonight, but it's kind of late, because I'm gonna try and catch 2 movies at the theaters tomorrow, so I really won't be around. I think I'm gonna discontinue this and actually play some Pokemon TCG for everybody, just to kind of keep up the promises of like where I'm going and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna live stream here soon, but I wanted this video to go first. I know it's almost like a half hour, but I wanted it to be detailed and focused so everybody understands what's going on with the channel, why Vanguard's been a little bit on the back burner, and kind of where the channel's at right now. So take care, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the live stream if you're here and watching this. I'll be back soon.